Good evening, high school football fans. This is High School Football America for August 20th, 2015. I'm Jeff Fisher, host of the show and founder and editor-in-chief of High School Football America and highschoolfootballamerica.com. Well, high school football comes to the mainland, the lower 48. We've had 2 weeks of football in Hawaii and one in Alaska, and now it's time to really start kicking things off over the next couple of weekends as everything starts heating up. This weekend we have games in Arizona, Alabama, Georgia, Indiana, Iowa, Kentucky, Mississippi, Missouri, South Carolina, Tennessee, Utah, and Wisconsin, a couple of California teams also opening up this weekend on the road, Mission Viejo in Hawaii, and Long Beach Poly, which evidently has landed Malik Henry, the young man who played out here in Southern California at Westlake for a couple of years as a sophomore and a junior, and then transferred to IMG Academy in Florida. Didn't like it there, and came back here to the West. And now last night, the Long Beach Press-Telegram reporting via Antonio Pierce, the head coach, former New York Giant, who's the head coach at Poly, that he's been accepted at Poly. There's a lot of debate whether he's in already or not. Won't be playing this weekend, but interesting story there. Poly will be at Centennial High School in Arizona this weekend. And let's not forget 9-man getting underway in North Dakota, and I've got quite a few top 25 teams in action this weekend, and we're going to talk about that in just a little bit. On the show tonight is one of the coaches in the top 25 that will be opening up with a big game. His name is Mike Palmieri. He is the head coach at Mallard Creek, and what a job he has done since the school opened in 2007. He's been there from the beginning, 1-10 the first year. They won 10 games the next year, and they did have to forfeit 9 of those because they self-reported using an ineligible player, but Mike Palmieri is going to be on the show. He's number 7 in the top 25 preseason for High School Football America. Also, in just a few minutes, we'll be talking with Shaun Aguano, who is the head coach at Chandler. Chandler opening up tonight against Pinnacle High School. They're in quite a few of the national rankings. We have them at number 35 heading into the season, but no doubt about it, by next weekend when they play Bishop Gorman, that should be a real telltale sign of how good the Wolves will be this year. So that's who's on the show tonight. Mallard Creek, as we look at the top 25 teams in action this weekend, will open up against 7-time North Carolina defending champ. Not defending champ, just 7-time North Carolina champ Independence on Saturday. And then they've gotten a big schedule beyond that. They've got 3-time North Carolina champ Butler. And they also have Burns in 3 weeks in South Carolina, the South Carolina Power. So that's the highest-ranked team in the poll that will be playing this weekend. Colquitt County from Georgia opening up against North Gwinnett. That game on Saturday in Georgia. Our second Georgia team in the national rankings, Archer at number 15, will open against North Paulding on Friday night. Tonight, number 14, South Panola from Mississippi taking on Clinton. And then Saturday, number 19, Clay Chalkville from Alabama playing in Tennessee against Blackman. And Friday night, tomorrow night, number 25 Bingham from Utah playing Westlake, a team from in the state there. Florida is kicking off its season with the Kickoff Classics with games that don't count on the records, but we do have 3 of our top 25 teams in action. Number 3 Miami Central facing Royal Palm Beach Friday night. Also tomorrow night, number 17 Mainland is at home against St. Mary's, and number 20 IMG Academy. Big matchup against American Heritage from Plantation, Florida. American Heritage in our other 25. You can check all the national rankings that we've put together with our algorithm. A little bit of opinion at this point. It's a hybrid. We will put out our first poll after the weekend games on Labor Day. We will come out with our first poll on September the 6th. So go to highschoolfootballamerica.com to check all of that out. New feature this week, we've partnered up with ScoreStream. Been talking with Derek Owen for a while. He's on the show a couple of years ago about the great app that they have, and scores, live scoring, and you can score along, crowdsourcing of scores. So you can check out all the scores throughout the weekend. Keep coming back as they will be updated on a regular basis, and that's a good segue into welcoming in our partners, beginning with Echo 1612. Coaches, I've been talking about this for 3 or 4 months, and the sales are going through the roof at Echo. Echo Instant Replay on your sidelines on your iPad 8 seconds after the play ends. And here's what's cool about Echo. They were the first to market. Yeah, there's some imitators out there. There's some people trying to catch up and figure out what the heck Echo did that's so special. It's made by coaches for coaches. Chad Cargill, the founder, is an assistant coach at Christian Heritage Academy in Oklahoma. Tony Merrill, the head coach there, is their national sales director. We've had both of them on the show. Go back and listen to those interviews and find out why you should be using Echo, because coaches, right now, the old sketching it up on the grease board on the sideline there doesn't work. It's a thing of the past. It's like a dinosaur. You might as well, if you're using the grease board right now, saying, I think you missed this or you ran the wrong, you know what? Show the kids. That's the best way to get to the student athletes today. Show them on video. And what Echo does, which sets them apart, is their system is just cool because no cellular connection is needed, no Wi-Fi is needed, and, oh, by the way, no data plan. Puts them ahead of the game. Echo 1612, echo1612.com. A lot of people say, what's the 1612 for? Quite simply, it stands for the rule that allows it to be used. The only two states that can't use it in-game, Massachusetts and Texas, but the NFHS rule 1.6.1.2 is what allows you to use it in Texas and Massachusetts. You can use it during practice, and if you listen to Tony Merrill in our previous interview, you'll find out how you can use this during practice. A great way to, again, show the kids what they need to know, what's going wrong, how they can fix it. Those are the things that you need to do. So, next partner up, going to talk about Crossover, and have really enjoyed my time with Crossover. A couple of weeks ago, as you know, we went to Miami for the Miami Dolphins Florida High School Football Media Day. 105 schools there, and demoed the product there. Did the Crossover folks led by Ken Hoffman, and wow, everybody that saw it said, this is cool. It's completely compatible with Huddle. By the way, it can replace Huddle if you want it, because it does a little bit more. But if you're scouting your opponents without Crossover's game film breakdown platform, you're missing an opportunity to get a huge edge over the competition. Crossover service lets you upload game film from your hard drive, video camera, or other websites like Huddle, and their team of football experts will then clip and tag the game with player and formation info so that when you log into your account, you can filter the clips however you'd like. They'll also automatically prepare a comprehensive tendency report and down and distance report for your staff so you can see exactly what opponents like to call in specific situations. We all know that every coach spends countless hours preparing before a game. It's not about the time you put in, it's about what you do with that time, and that's Crossover's biggest advantage. It allows you to use your prep time more efficiently and get an even deeper level of insight, since you don't have to waste time setting up the film. Check them out. You're going to love them. You can sign up for a quick free demo at crossoverwithak.com/football. Yep, that's crossoverwithak.com/football. And then there's the good folks at TDI Razor, Southern Sports, the debris inhibitor razor. 23 beautiful colors. And what is the debris inhibitor? It keeps those pesky rubber pellets from field turf out of your shoes. I've been out on so many practice fields over the last 2 weeks here in Southern California, and I get home and they're all over my feet. End up dragging them in the house. Coaches, you know, they're in your locker rooms, and it also gives you a nice uniform look on your team for a team that likes to spat. And it's cheaper. You know, the cost of tape, very, very expensive, $4 a roll, so they will be able to do a couple of things for you. Keep those pesky rubber pellets from field turf out of your shoes and also save you money on tape. And I think that is a very, very good thing. So you can check them out at TDI Razor. That's with a U, TDI Razor, RAZUR.com. If you use the code HSFBA. No, wait. What is that? It's HSFA. Sorry about that. Got a little mixed up there. I'm kind of clicking all over my computer here going to the next segment. But yeah, it's HSFA. You will get a discount on your order. And we're just so happy we are now a week in to our partnership with USA Today High School Sports. The 2-minute drill appearing today, and the debut was on Tuesday. And on that one on Tuesday, we had on that one Shaun Aguano, a little clip from the interview that we're going to be doing here in just a little bit. And today we had Mike Palmieri, but USA Today. We are just so pleased to be a part of USA Today High School Sports, which you can see at USA Today HSS. Great platform, great partners, all the sports you need, but the experts in the field of football since the early 80s. They came out with the Super 25 rankings. We had Jim Halley on the show last week, I should say, and he broke down everything for you. Great platform, everything you need to know about high school football and more. Go to usatodayhss.com. And don't forget to follow us on all of our social media here at High School Football America. The Twitter handle is HSFB America. The Facebook page is facebook.com/High School Football America. We've got our Instagram, our YouTube channel, tons of videos up. But we're going through our previews of all 6 teams in the rugged Trinity League out here in Southern California. We put up St. John Bosco yesterday. We'll have the remaining 5 teams over the rest of the week as the season kicks off next weekend here in Southern California. Lots of interviews, lots of video up on our YouTube channel. YouTube channel is youtube.com/HSFB America. So check it out. And, wow, that's a lot of stuff because we still have a lot of stuff to go. Coming up in just a couple of minutes after some words from our partners, you'll hear from Shaun Aguano, head coach at Chandler High School. He has built that program into a national power. And, oh, by the way, back in 2013, we had him on the show when 3 former Chandler Wolves were selected in the 2013 NFL Draft. Quite a program there in Arizona. And then a little bit later, Mike Palmieri from Mallard Creek High School in North Carolina. Both schools opening up actually tonight. Chandler is playing, and on Saturday, Independence is playing. So for now, we're going to take a break, get a word in from our sponsors, and we'll be back with Shaun Aguano from Chandler High School in Arizona. You're listening to High School Football America on the Artist First Radio Network. Instant replays on a high school football sideline? Seriously? Yes, the future is here with Echo 1612's Instant Replay Sideline System. Echo's cutting-edge technology was the first to the market 2 years ago. Echo delivers instant replay to your sideline on an iPad within seconds of a play being finished so that you can make tomorrow's coaching changes today. This NFHS-approved product may be the biggest change in high school football since the invention of the helmet. Coaches, you'll gain a competitive edge by adding Echo 1612's Instant Replay Sideline System to your coaching toolbox. How cool is this? The Echo Instant Replay Sideline System works with both your current booth and end zone cameras, plus, and this is an important point, Echo works without any cellular connection, data plans, or internet. The list of high school football programs using Echo 1612 system is growing daily, meaning your opponent may already have a game time advantage. You don't want to be left out, do you? The Echo 1612 advantage is simple. Echo plus an iPad equals instant replay on your sideline that improves your game planning. Seriously. You'll be making coaching adjustments in real time, not the day after. Except no copycats, Echo 1612 is the best on the market. Echo 1612's cutting-edge technology helps you make tomorrow's adjustments today. Learn more at echo1612.com. Field turf rubber pellets, be gone. The Debris Inhibitor Razor is a seamless outer sock that was specifically designed to keep crumb rubber and other fine debris from artificial or grass playing surfaces out of an athlete's shoes and socks, thus keeping such debris out of gym bags and locker rooms. The Razor, spelled R-A-Z-U-R, is favored by athletes who want the look of tape, by trainers who no longer have the time to tape only for show, and by moms who no longer want that crumb rubber in the house. The Debris Inhibitor Razor is made in America. It's 70% nylon and 30% spandex, making it extra lightweight and very durable, and it's backed by a 1-year performance guarantee. The Debris Inhibitor Razor covers just the right amount of a player's shoe while keeping those shoelaces tight. It's fully customizable, machine washable, and more importantly, it's easy to get on and off. The debris inhibitor razor comes in 23 colors and sizes are youth, medium, large, and for that extra big foot, extra large. Founded in 2010 by former University of Mississippi All-SEC football player Carl Hoppy Langley III, Southern Sport Inc. created the debris inhibitor to improve athletic performance by protecting athletes, allowing them to look and feel better with technically advanced products engineered with superior fabric construction, patented design, and proven innovation. Get a discount on your order by using the High School Football America code HSFA when you order at TDIRazor.com. That's razor spelled with a U at TDIRazor.com. Listen up, football coaches. You need to check out a new scouting film solution called Crossover. That's Crossover with a K. Crossover Intelligence for Football gives you the edge you need to defeat your opponents. They not only break down and analyze scouting games for you, but they give you interactive tendency reports to diagnose your opponent's strengths and weaknesses. Crossover is your personal advanced scout, accessible from any mobile device or PC, and even integrates with your existing film platform like Huddle. Just transfer your scouting film from your existing video exchange service to the Crossover website, and in as little as 12 hours, your film will be completely indexed and tagged. Each play will become its own clip, allowing you to search the footage for anything you'd like. Their interactive down and distance reports will let you visualize your opponent's play calls in every situation or formation. Crossover Intelligence will give you the scouting edge you need to defeat your opponents. Go to crossover.com/football to sign up for a quick 5-minute demo to see how it can work for your team. That's Crossover with a K, crossover.com/football. High school sports fans, check out USA Today High School Sports, America's leading platform for high school football. The Super 25 team rankings and expert American Family Insurance All-USA list have been determining the best of the best nationally and locally for more than 3 decades. Be sure to check out USA Today, HSS.com, the best in the game for everything high school football. This portion of High School Football America brought to you by Kellogg's Frosted Flakes. Tony the Tiger reminding all you dads out there that whenever you sit down and share your love and your passion for the game of football with the kids, you do it over a bowl of Frosted Flakes. Well, our new partners, USA Today, released the Super 25, the granddaddy of them all, last Monday. And over the next couple of weeks as we get ready for the season to kick off, we're going to be bringing in some of those top teams. And one that was the tops in Arizona last year and starts off the year number 20 in the Super 25 for USA Today are the Chandler Wolves out of Arizona, out of Chandler, Arizona. We have the head coach on the line right now, Shaun Aguano, who's done a great job of getting this program to not only one of the best in Arizona, but one of the best in the nation. Welcome to the show, Coach.
I appreciate it. Thank you, Jeff.
Yeah, well, let's kind of talk about it. Last year the big news was you guys got that first state championship since '49, and now the question is, how do you carry that momentum over? You lose a pretty darn good quarterback. I know that's one of the things in Bryce Perkins, but let's kind of talk about last year and how you meld that into 2015 and what you've talked to the kids about as far as here's what you have to do this year and last year is over.
Now we're the hunted, and so it's a different spot for us. Losing Bryce was big for us, but we have an excellent quarterback in Mason Moran who already committed to Oregon State. After we got our rings, about 3 weeks later, we put them away and started to get ready for this year. And so we've been working very hard, and I put a lot of expectation on our coaches, and so we're ready to go this week.
Let's talk about camp a little bit and get some of the other players in here because you do have a lot of returners. What have you seen during camp that makes you think, yeah, this team has listened to it? They did put away the rings and they are ready to try and live up to that national ranking.
We had a great junior group, and they're 1 year older. And just hearing them talk about their leadership and what they are going to do and sacrifices they're going to make, they've grown up a lot. So not only have they gotten bigger and stronger, but mentally they've gotten stronger.
Talking Chandler football tonight on High School Football America, number 20 in the preseason Super 25 for USA Today. And let's talk about some of the names. You do have some kids back. You've got some weapons for Moran to throw to. Let's talk about the offense first and the skill positions that you return, the skill position players that you return that should make that kind of learning curve for Mason a little bit better.
Yes, we have N'Keal Harry, who's a big wide receiver, 6'3", 218 kid, and then Chase Lucas, who returns as our R-back or slot back, and then also Colby Taylor, who's a wide receiver, all of them with, multiple offers, and then Micah Reed, who played running back with us. And so there's a bevy of skilled athletes on the offensive side of the ball.
Chandler Wolves football on High School Football America tonight. Let's go up front, because we all know that it doesn't matter how many skills you have. If you can't block and open a hole or protect the quarterback, it doesn't matter. So always like to get those big guys up front by name in there. Who are some of the leaders on that offensive front for you guys?
Definitely. Our leader up front is Dustin Woodard, and he has a couple of offers, one from Air Force, a pretty good-sized kid, 6'3", 285 kid, and then our center, who played some for us last year, will direct the calls, and he's Caleb Medina at 6'4", 310. And then we have Brandon Ramirez, who's a returning tackle for us from last year that started all 14 games. So we have 3 guys returning. So we're filling in a couple of holes, but those guys are doing well.
Talking with Shaun Aguano tonight, the head coach at Chandler High School. Just talked offense. Now let's go to the defense. I know you've got your one of your top guys returning there, so let's talk about him. Get him in here by name, and then also get the rest of the kids in there that you like as far as stopping people.
Yeah, up front we have Thomas Chisholm and Ian Sparrow. Both are starters from last year. Our key to our defense is our middle linebacker, a Polynesian kid by the name of KT Talini, who had close to 80 tackles last year, and he's our leader on the defense. And then we return 2 corners that are both Division I kids, one that committed to San Diego State, and Kyrie Woods, and then Isaiah Swan, who's probably going to the Ivy Leagues. And so, again, we lose Mason Moran because he was our all-state safety over the quarterback, but I think we're going to plug guys in pretty well.
Yeah, I would think being that safety guy, you may know a little bit about reading defenses. That's probably a plus for Mason there on that. We're talking to Shaun Aguano tonight, Chandler High School. We had him on the line 2 years ago in 2013 when they had 3 former players drafted in the 2013 NFL draft. And you got Bishop Gorman sitting there in the future that everybody's thinking about on the 29th. But let's talk about that season opener and how you're keeping the kids focused on that, because Pinnacle was a good ball club last year, right?
Pinnacle's a very good ball club, and for us, it'll let us know where we have to work on. We play Pinnacle on Thursday night.
Oh, okay.
So, and then we don't play Bishop till Saturday on the 29th. So it give us a couple more days to prepare. But again, it's hard to not overlook the game with Bishop Gorman, because they're a heck of a ball club.
Yeah, and talk about that, because it's a road game. Obviously, Gorman has one of the most fabulous high school stadiums in the country and all that in the city of glitter there. But can I get you to kind of talk about that? Like you said, you got to get things done on Thursday. But what are some of the things that you know about Gorman going in? I mean, Tony's gone, but his brother Kenny Sanchez is there. So what do you know so far, and what are you looking forward to in that matchup?
They have a ton of athletes, probably 9 or 11 Division I kids. But Tony was a dear friend of mine, and Kenny Sanchez is a friend of mine as well. We coached in the Army All-American Bowl together, so we know each other pretty well. They're very talented, very well-coached team, and so I think we're going to we'll match up pretty well. We've planned this over the last couple of years. We went down 2 years ago and played St. John Bosco when they were the number 1 team, and then went up to Denver and played Valor Christian last year. So road trips for us are common, and so we'll see how it goes.
Yeah, and it's one of those things that's happened, especially over the last 4 or 5 years, as the Arizona teams are getting more and more mention on the national scene. The quality of football has obviously risen along with that. How much do you enjoy these kind of interstate matchups? Like you said, you've done it quite a bit recently. Is that something that you think is good for high school football, and how much do you enjoy it?
I think it's great for high school football, and I think it's great for our community at Chandler. Last year, we had 95 kids on our roster, and 65 of them never caught a plane before. And so those experiences are incredible for our kids, and just traveling, playing on ESPN in front of millions of people, the experience for our kids, that's what's the best of it all.
Shaun Aguano on the line tonight. Chandler football out of Arizona doing big things on the national scene. Preseason ranked number 20, ranked by all the ranking services out there. And let's as we wrap up here, just kind of get a little bit of personal thoughts from you on what you've been able to do. Again, first title since '49 last year. We mentioned 2013, which you talked about that on the air back then. How cool it was to have the school have that many players drafted in the NFL draft. But now that things have really kind of come around, and like you said, the bullseye's on you now. Everybody kind of knows you got to keep it up. But what's the run been like to build it to this point where going in you get that bullseye, because that's got to feel pretty darn good.
It feels great, and our community is ecstatic about it, bringing national attention to our school. Now the hard part is trying to keep us at the top, and doing that is something that our kids haven't experienced. So I put a lot of expectation on our coaches first, and making sure that we don't leave anything unturned, and pay close attention to detail, and doing all those little things. And so hopefully that'll work out at the end. Sure.
We've got a national audience listening here, and I'm sure there's some people going, Arizona, go on. Come on, you got California, Texas, Florida, and they go down the list, and they're like, Arizona shouldn't be in there. Let's have you be the spokesperson for the state of Arizona, and how good football is there right now.
I think football is absolutely fantastic. We have a bunch of schools playing out-of-state teams. Again, like you said, I had 3 kids drafted 2 years ago, and then Brett Hundley that's come out of UCLA, drafted as well, and then Paul Perkins is the tailback for UCLA, and so we've had a bunch of run with our players, and football is definitely up to stand here in Arizona.
Do you think it has improved? I mean, have you seen the uptick, and is there a reason for that? I mean, obviously there's an uptick, but I mean, why would you think that is? Because it's becoming a hotbed, recruiters coming there and all that.
I think I moved here 13 years ago from Hawaii, and when I first came down here, there's probably maybe 10 to 15 Division I athletes, and now there's 16. I think the uptick is based upon a lot of people moving here, and I think the Metro Phoenix area now has 6 million people. The coaches are great, and there are huge communities that are being built, and so I think that that's a huge advantage for Arizona football.
All right, and let's wrap up with the goals for Chandler, for the Wolves for 2015. I'm sure they're as lofty as they were last year, but tick them off here for the listeners.
First goal is to win our first game. That's our biggest goal. And it's always been the same for the last couple of years. The second goal is to win our national game. And then the third game is to win our last game. And if we win our last game, we'll win a state championship. So those are the 3 goals that we set for ourselves, and trying to take care of ourselves as a family. And so that's big for us here.
Shaun Aguano, well, congratulations on last year. Much success in 2015. I have to give you props on this. You may be the first coach we've talked to in the preseason that didn't use that coach speak of a game at a time. You did a nice job there on the goals. You did it without a game at a time. But anyway, thanks for joining us tonight, and great success in 2015. Thanks for joining us.
I appreciate it. Thank you, Jeff.
Very welcome. Taking a break, coming back with more. You're listening to High School Football America. Instant replays on a high school football sideline? Seriously? Yes, the future is here with Echo 1612's Instant Replay Sideline System. Echo's cutting-edge technology was the first to the market 2 years ago. Echo delivers instant replay to your sideline on an iPad within seconds of a play being finished so that you can make tomorrow's coaching changes today. This NFHS-approved product may be the biggest change in high school football since the invention of the helmet. Coaches, you'll gain a competitive edge by adding Echo 1612's instant replay sideline system to your coaching toolbox. How cool is this? The Echo Instant Replay Sideline System works with both your current booth and end zone cameras, plus, and this is an important point, Echo works without any cellular connection, data plans, or internet. The list of high school football programs using Echo 1612 system is growing daily, meaning your opponent may already have a game time advantage. You don't want to be left out, do you? The Echo 1612 advantage is simple. Echo plus an iPad equals instant replay on your sideline that improves your game planning. Seriously, you'll be making coaching adjustments in real time, not the day after. Except no copycats, Echo 1612 is the best on the market. Echo 1612's cutting-edge technology helps you make tomorrow's adjustments today. Learn more at echo1612.com. Field turf rubber pellets, be gone. The debris inhibitor Razor is a seamless outer sock that was specifically designed to keep crumb rubber and other fine debris from artificial or grass playing surfaces out of an athlete's shoes and socks, thus keeping such debris out of gym bags and locker rooms. The Razor, spelled R-A-Z-U-R, is favored by athletes who want the look of tape, by trainers who no longer have the time to tape only for show, and by moms who no longer want that crumb rubber in the house. The debris inhibitor Razor is made in America. It's 70% nylon and 30% spandex, making it extra lightweight and very durable, and it's backed by a 1-year performance guarantee. The debris inhibitor Razor covers just the right amount of a player's shoe while keeping those shoelaces tight. It's fully customizable, machine washable, and more importantly, it's easy to get on and off. The debris inhibitor Razor comes in 23 colors, and sizes are youth, medium, large, and for that extra big foot, extra large. Founded in 2010 by former University of Mississippi All-SEC football player Carl Hoppy Langley III, Southern Sport Inc. created the debris inhibitor to improve athletic performance by protecting athletes, allowing them to look and feel better with technically advanced products engineered with superior fabric construction, patented design, and proven innovation. Get a discount on your order by using the High School Football America code HSFA when you order at TDIRazor.com. That's Razor spelled with a U at TDIRazor.com. Listen up, football coaches. You need to check out a new scouting film solution called Crossover. That's Crossover with a K. Crossover Intelligence for Football gives you the edge you need to defeat your opponents. They not only break down and analyze scouting games for you, but they give you interactive tendency reports to diagnose your opponent's strengths and weaknesses. Crossover is your personal advanced scout, accessible from any mobile device or PC, and even integrates with your existing film platform like Huddle. Just transfer your scouting film from your existing video exchange service to the Crossover website, and in as little as 12 hours, your film will be completely indexed and tagged. Each play will become its own clip, allowing you to search the footage for anything you'd like. Their interactive down and distance reports will let you visualize your opponent's play calls in every situation or formation. Crossover Intelligence will give you the scouting edge you need to defeat your opponents. Go to crossover.com/football to sign up for a quick 5-minute demo to see how it can work for your team. That's Crossover with a K, crossover.com/football. High school sports fans, check out USA Today High School Sports, America's leading platform for high school football. The Super 25 team rankings and expert American Family Insurance All-USA list have been determining the best of the best nationally and locally for more than 3 decades. Be sure to check out USA Today, HSS.com, the best in the game for everything high school football. This portion of High School Football America brought to you by Kellogg's Frosted Flakes. Tony the Tiger reminding all you dads out there, whenever you sit down and you share your love and your passion for the game of high school football with the kids, you do it over a bowl of Frosted Flakes. Well, we head from Arizona to North Carolina, one of the top teams in the country this year, ranked in many of the national rankings, number 7 in the High School Football America, top 25 the preseason poll using our algorithm, and they are the 2-time defending state champs in the biggest classification in North Carolina. Talking about the Mallard Creek Mavericks, Mike Palmieri is the head coach there, and he's been there since its inception, and we're going to talk about what was a rough start, but turned around pretty quickly back in 07 and 08. And Mike's on the line to talk about it right now. Welcome to the show, Coach.
Thank you. Thanks for having me.
Sure, and like I said, the kind of the current record, talks its own talk there. A couple of back-to-back state championships, but let's take the listeners back to the beginning as you come in there and take over a new program. 1-10, and I think I read somewhere in a story along the way you said, or somebody said you were beaten like a piñata, but the next year you turned it around to a 10-1 season. Let's go back to that. Do you remember those years, and what are some of the things that you were kind of instilling in your foundation that still carry through to 2015?
The first thing we had to do was get them some pride in the school. We had some kids when they opened up the school. They came from other schools in this location. We didn't get many varsity football players from any of the schools because they all had a chance to stay at the school if they wanted to. But what we did was get a lot of their lower JV kids and a lot of kids that didn't make those teams, and we got them. So the first thing we try to do is just install a bit of pride in Mallard Creek and get them playing for the MC that's going to be on their helmet. That's the hardest thing to do.
Mm-hmm.
And then, the weight training and stuff wasn't going to happen overnight. We knew that. So that's something that we had to really hit hard. That first year we went 1-10. We just practiced as hard as we could and lifted as hard as we could. Didn't really worry about wins and losses that year, but just executing the things that we knew that could work for years down the road, and that's what we did. And we built this program from the weight room out. Until this day, that's what we're about, weight room and conditioning and stuff like that. So that was the big part of the process of this, and getting the kids to believe in the coaching staff and getting the right coaches in and administration, because that was huge. We've been blessed to have great principals here. We've had 4 principals in 8 years, but one better than the other. The support by the administration was big. You can bring the right coaches in, and you can do some things when you got support from the administration. So all that together got us where we're at now.
Talking to Mike Palmieri tonight, head coach at Mallard Creek, has built this program from the ground floor up in 07 to the point where they're back-to-back North Carolina state champs, nationally ranked in many of the ranking services. And, I guess every coach has that, you wouldn't be a coach if you didn't think you could turn things around quickly and all that. But how surprised were you that success came as quickly, considering all the things you said you had at the beginning there in 07?
You're always surprised as a coach. You don't think you're going to go from 1-10 to 10-1, then to 11-2, and you get all these wins. So it was a little bit surprising, but I thought we had a good plan. I got lucky our first year here. We had a great football player in Marquise Williams at quarterback, who's the starting quarterback for North Carolina now. So he helped a lot in the process because he was such a fantastic athlete, and he hit a lot of our flaws early. And then once we got the players to go around him, is when we really took off. So we got a little lucky there with the luck of the draw, getting such a great player to start the program with. And then once we got the pieces around him, we really took off.
Talking to Mike Palmieri tonight, Mallard Creek High School in North Carolina. And before we dive into this season, I joked before I rolled some tape here to start this interview. Guy from Staten Island, but you've kind of you've got a good geography lesson here. Let's see. I see you've been you grew up Staten Island, Florida. I think you went to school there in New Mexico. Tell me about the journey that brings you to North Carolina. Then, a little bit of everything in there to make you who you are today.
Absolutely. I was in New York. I was born and raised. My mother took me down to South Florida, 9th grade year. I went to high school down there, played football and baseball, and, had to go to junior college out in San Bernardino and played football there for 2 years. And then I went out to New Mexico to play football, and then I went back to Florida and moved up to North Carolina 8 years ago. So, I got a good geographic background as far as dealing with different people and understanding, to relate to all times, because, it's a lot different now. You know, we have a bunch of different types of ethnic backgrounds and things like that. So it was good to see a little bit of everything. You know, it really helped me in my development as a coach to know how to relate to a lot of different races and things like that. So that was really, you know, big. You know, it just makes you a well-rounded, you know, person and turn into a well-rounded coach.
Yeah, no, believe that. Mike Palmieri on the line tonight. Mallard Creek, nationally ranked in many of the polls, and you know, coming off back-to-back seasons. Last year, you had a lot to replace. You lost a lot of talent from that undefeated team of 2013, and you were able to get it done. Now you're in the opposite position this year, where you have a lot of that talent back. What are some of the things you're talking to the kids about? You know, pre-season, getting ready for your opener here, which is a big one. We'll talk about that in a second. But how do you keep them focused on, hey guys, 2014 is done with?
Yeah, we have the mindset last year was last year. You know, this year is this year. You know, we got to get an identity with this football team. You know, just like we had to do last year when we lost a lot of players. You know, we don't take nothing for granted. You know, we know you have to go out and win it on the field. We're not worried about press clippings or nothing like that. We're blessed to have some great players on the field, but they also have a great mindset off the field. They understand that everybody's gunning for us, and that's what we want. That's why we're at the position we're at. You know, we understand that we're going to get everybody's A game, and we're just not looking over anybody. You know, we make sure the kids understand we're taking one day, one practice at a time, and one game at a time. We stay with that mindset, we should be fine.
Mike Palmieri on the line tonight talking Mallard Creek football, and I guess all state championship coaches look real smart coming into a season when you got your quarterback back who won the championship for you last year. Let's begin some conversations and get some kids' names here. Let's start with James Smith.
James has been our starter actually from week 4 or 2 years ago when I was starting quarterback and near skate, broke his ankle. He's also a really good player. He got a scholarship to Georgia State, but since then, you know, James has been our leader. He's been 27-1. You know, he's just a phenomenal football player. He's dual threat quarterback. And like I said, the football part is not even his best asset. It's just his leadership in the locker room, around the school, how he carries himself. And it just trickles off to all the other players that we have.
And let's stay on the offensive side of the ball. I know a lot has been made of Randy Moss's son there, Thaddeus Moss, but you've got some other big kids. So let's kind of go through the list here. You got some depth back at running back. So why don't we start there, and we'll kind of walk through the team and get the listeners a little bit of a snapshot of your team.
Running back, we actually got 4 really good ones. It starts off with Charlie Bowman, who's a returner from last year. He had 1,700 yards and 23 touchdowns. We got a kid, Darnell Walker, who moved from Georgia, who's been awesome this spring and summer. Cam Stover, who was on the team last year, really fast player, probably one of the fastest kids in the state. Then our fourth back, who's probably going to be our JV starter, is Najee Bryant, 10th grader. You know, we think he has a great future in the program.
Sounds like a lot of depth there. And then, you know, James is going to need some people to throw the ball to. And again, you got some good ones there, starting at tight end with Moss and then Corey Sutton. You got Will Eason. Let's talk about those kids a little bit for us, for the listeners.
You know, we have receiver-wise, you know, we got that at the tight end and Corey at receiver. We got Javon Harbison, who's a really good football player. Ryan Jones, who just transferred in from Audrey Kell. Another excellent one. Tom Gordon, who is committed to Furman. We got Josh Cruz. I mean, we just have, to be honest with you, we're blessed with probably 10 really good wide receivers this year.
Sounds like you're going to have a problem of trying to find out how to get them on the field, but it's a nice problem to have. Mike Palmieri from Mallard Creek on the line tonight on High School Football America. Last year averaged over 40 points a game with Smith operating behind a pretty good offensive line, and I'm assuming that with some seasoning, you're going to have a even better year this year up front. So let's talk about the guys that really make it tick, those big guys.
Yeah, well, we got 4 SEC, ACC offensive linemen. You know, start with Grant Gibson, Dejon Simpson, Tavares Moore, and Eric Douglas. And then we got a center who's pretty good. He's going to be young. He's a 10th grader, Hakeem Tisdale, who we really like too. But you know, he's surrounded by some great players. You know, all those athletes, the perimeter guys and running back can't do nothing without a great O-line. And we feel our offensive line should be really good, better than last year because they're more experienced. they're all athletic. They all can run. They all have a high motor. We're really excited about our offensive line coming into this season.
And it's not cliche to say, offense scores the points, but defense wins the championship. So it looks like you got some D1 talent over there as well. Highlight a couple of the kids you're expecting leadership from on the defense.
Josh Brown, Florida State commit, outside linebacker. He can do it all. Will Easton, Devin Mines are our two safeties. We got Tom Gordon, who's also that can play. He'll probably start for us at corner. So the depth we have at wide out. Then we have Karan Charleston, who's the fastest kid in the state at the other corner, who has multiple Division I looks. Our front seven is just special. We got, Isaac Hampton, Ricky Smith, Darren Ingram, Kalen Allen. The list just goes on and on. We got a lot of depth and a lot of size. All of them that we turned it from last year, so we're excited about that side of the ball also.
Yeah, that's a reason why you're ranked in many of the polls, number 7 in the High School Football America top 25 algorithm rankings. And let's talk about that. I know you said it earlier in the interview that you got to get it done on the field. Speak for yourself and all that. But how much pride do you and the players have in the fact that the National Ranking Services shine a light on Mallard Creek and the program there?
It just shows a lot of pride because it shows the body of work. Some of these kids that that are not in the program more, they also have a lot of pride in that because they're the ones that really started this thing, and the guys now here want to keep it going. We feel we have a great opportunity, and we talk about being a national champion. That's our goal, to win every football game, win the state championship, to be a national championship one day. And I think we got an opportunity to do it this year. If we just keep a positive mindset and take one game at a time, and what steps forward there may. But we take pride in that. We're excited about it. We don't look away from it. We want the attention because I think we've earned it. So nothing has been given to us. So we've earned every little thing we have here. So the boys are excited about the opportunity, and we're gonna give it our best shot to win every game this year, and hopefully have a chance to win a national championship.
Mallard Creek football on High School Football America tonight. Mike Palmieri, the head coach there since the school opened in 2007, went from a 1-10 start to 10-1 the next year, and they've just ticked it up since then. And you use the coach speak there, one game at a time. That may not be it's a good thing, but coming up here, you're opening up the season. 3 games in 14 days, and it looks like you scheduled all cupcakes. Let's see, a 7-time North Carolina champ Independence coming up on the 22nd here. Then next week on the 28th, you're home against Butler, a 3-time North Carolina champ. And then you just travel out of state to South Carolina to Burns, which has won 4 state titles since 2007. That should get you ready for the rest of the season. What do you think about that start to the season for you guys?
To be honest, it's a tough schedule. We're looking forward to it. The problem we had this year with scheduling, we like to spread it out. Next year, Independence goes to our week 5, not our week 1. So, but we're excited about it. Those are all great programs, and we're trying to get our program to their level. They all got great history, and we just try to put our kids in the best position in the biggest games all the time. I think that makes us a better team come November, December. So it's going to be a rough road. It's going to be something we have to watch out for with the physical, part of these kids, keeping them healthy and keeping them fresh. But we're deep enough to rotate. And the boys are looking forward to it. The coaches and the school were excited about it. And we're in a position to play the best this year, so that's what we did.
Earlier in the show, we had Shaun Aguano on from Chandler High School in Arizona, and I let him be the champion of Arizona, how Arizona football has been ticking up over the last couple of years. And I feel kind of the same way with, North Carolina there in the Charlotte area and whatnot. So I'm going to let you put on your North Carolina head coach and be the ambassador for the state of North Carolina. Let's let the listeners who don't know how good football around the state is, let's let them know how good it is. Can you give a little snapshot of how good you think high school football is there right now?
I think it's really underrated, especially, I'm speaking just in my school alone. We've been averaging 10 Division I players a year for the last 5 years or more. And they all been excelling. If you look at the players that we've had in North Carolina, they may not be as many as Florida or California, but they go to college and they play, and they play well. We've had our first NFL draft pick from our school last year. DJ Humphries got drafted by the Cardinals this year. I think it's a hidden gem in Charlotte, and a lot of scouts are really starting to understand that, and we're getting a flow not only in our school but all around the city. I mean, there's a lot of great football players. I'd like to think South Carolina is a basketball state, but I tell you, the scouts are eating it up as far as football. They're getting great players, and I think it's just getting better and better, especially in our Charlotte area. It's growing. And I think the best football still yet to come from North Carolina.
Yeah, it's good to hear, and I agree with you. That's why I brought it up. I think all too often we're a little myopic when we look at things and say, yeah, well, you got the big ones, Texas, Florida, California, but really there's a great football being played throughout the country. And, Coach, we appreciate you coming on here and shedding some light on that, but more importantly about your program that's really done some wonderful things. Congratulations on that, and success in 2015. You got a big schedule ahead of you, and we just appreciate you taking the time to join us on the show tonight. Thanks a lot.
Thank you.
All right, that's going to do it for tonight's show. I want to thank everyone on the show, including Mike Palmieri, who just talked a lot about how he built a program from the ground floor up. Not a great start, but it's not how you start, it's how you finish, obviously. And right now, Mallard Creek number 7 in High School Football America preseason top 25. We will put out our first poll using only the algorithm on September the 6th. That's a Sunday. Every Sunday after that, we release our poll. Chandler, Shaun Aguano on the show earlier, number 35 in our poll this year. Instead of just doing the top 25, we've done the other 25 going into that, and we'll continue to do that throughout the season. You can check out our compilation poll too. Go to highschoolfootballamerica.com. All right. I want to thank all of our partners on the show. USA Today, High School Sports. Go to usatoday.hss.com. Don't forget to check out our specially made 2-minute drill for USA Today High School Sports every Tuesday and Thursday. We're also going to be continuing our Trinity League previews throughout the week leading up to next week's kickoff here in Southern California. The Trinity League, one of the best year in and year out. I've watched both, having been raised on the East Coast and now living here on the West Coast. I'm not going to pick sides, but on any given week, one of the two is better than the other. Let's just say it like that. And then somebody does come back the next week and make it that much better. Also brought to you tonight by Echo 1612. Get instant replay on your sidelines. Go to echo1612.com to learn more. By Crossover. Let them break down your game film for you. Save you time, money. Let you spend time with the family. Go to crossoverwithak.com/football for your free quick demo. By the Southern Sport Group and the TDI Razor, the debris inhibitor razor. Keep those pesky rubber pellets from field turf out of your shoes. TDI Razor, that's razor with a U, RAZUR.com. Use the code HSFA to get a discount on your order. 23 great colors. And don't forget, as the season really gets started outside of Hawaii and Alaska this week and over the next week or so throughout the season, ScoreStream with us on the website. Great way to see all your favorite team scores. You can even score along. Go to highschoolfootballamerica.com to check out our scoreboard and also get the free app from ScoreStream. Follow us on Twitter, HSFB America, and on Facebook, facebook.com/High School Football America. Thanking Scott Z in Ohio for keeping the show running smoothly. For now, this is Jeff Fisher saying good night and good sports, and enjoy the games this weekend. You've been listening to High School Football America on the Artist First Radio Network.